Hi, I'm Val Head, and this is a video series on the principles of UX animation. Today we're talking about the principle of visual continuity, which is all about how we can use motion to reinforce the sameness or purpose of an element in our interface. Objects on screen don't have to obey the same rules as objects in the real world, but a break in continuity can still be disorienting. Like when you're watching a TV show and when the camera angle changes, that actor is suddenly missing a cup of coffee they had in their hand before. You might miss that next line of dialogue because you're wondering where the heck the coffee went. When it comes to screen transitions, we often default to removing everything out of view just to bring most of it back on again, or doing a hard cut from screen to screen. Sometimes this is due to technical limitations, but that's becoming less and less of a factor these days. When transitioning between views, we can keep visual continuity in place by keeping important elements that exist in both views on screen during the transition. Keeping these objects on screen helps to connect the two contexts and shows that the object is still the same one that was there before. For example, this podcast artwork and chart layout stay in view through the transition between timescales. We know we're looking at the same things because we saw them there the whole time. This principle can be especially useful when going from an overview to a zoomed-in view, or from a list view to a detail view. Shape morphing can be a great way to maintain visual continuity while connecting context as well. One other technique I group with visual continuity is the practice of animating similar objects in similar ways. That way, the animation helps reinforce what kind of object that particular UI element is. So if I'm going to animate my navigation into view, I should animate each item in my navigation the same way, like this. Each element in the navigation has the same animation behavior, just like they all have the same type and color treatment. If instead they all behave differently, it would work against the rest of the design effort trying to show that they're the same type of thing. So that's the UX animation principle of visual continuity. It tends to be one you might use less frequently than some of the others I've covered in these videos, but it's a very powerful technique when used well. Speaking of the other videos, don't forget to check out the rest of this series for even more UX animation tips. See you next time!